perspective, it was a first time going through it. Kind of exactly what everyone had told me, and then some, in terms of environment, electricity in the building. It was a tremendous college basketball game. Great environment. I thought both teams played really hard and competed. There for parts of the second half, I thought it was like a heavyweight boxing match, and it was. I want to give our guys a lot of credit. I told them in the locker room I was really proud of them and their effort. I thought we played extremely hard. I thought we dug out some loose balls in the second half, and we fought and competed, enough to get us up 4 with 8:05 to go. And then over the next 4 minutes, they go on a 13-2 run. 6 of those points are in transition when we didn't have, appropriate floor balance a couple times. And when you play good teams, they make you pay the piper when you don't execute. I thought at the end of the day, I thought their execution was better than ours down the stretch. Their quality of shot was better than ours down the stretch, so they deserve a lot of credit. But I'm, really, really proud of our guys' effort. Really proud of them for the toughness they displayed mentally in the second half, and it's something to build on for sure. Obviously we get a chance. They get to go home for Christmas for 3 days, and then we get them back on the 26th, and then we've got a couple days to get some things in order from an execution standpoint, and then head up to Chicago, and the drum just keeps beating. That's the way it works. We don't allow one game to define us. I know it's an important game. It's a rivalry game. We certainly have great respect for that. But we're going to play around 35 plus games. Our deal is our body of work between October the 12th and April 1st. We want to continue to get better. And my guys showed me something tonight. They showed some fight and played with great passion. And I'm really proud of them for that.
Tyler, can I ask about your last three-point shot? You were rushing out towards the arc. Does it feel better about the shot when you can get set? Do you feel confident shooting from anywhere anytime?
Yeah, I feel like I can knock down shots anywhere, from anywhere on the court when I get my feet set and get an open look.
Tyler, just talk about, I know that you seniors really wanted to get this thing done. Just talk about coming up empty in this series.
Yeah, I would have liked to go out with one, that's for sure. But hats off to Mizzou, they came ready to play. Like Coach said, they executed better than us. But I'm happy with the way our team played. With our guys, we battled. It's an unbelievable environment growing up, going to this game every year. Something I look forward to, and I'm just happy I was able to be a part of it.
Brandon, what did you feel went wrong near the end to let this game slip away from you guys?
I think Coach talked about a little bit. Our execution was a little bit off, and that a lot of that's in the hands of me and Tracy. We got to get everybody focused in and make sure everybody knows what we're doing, and also, we usually take a lot of good shots, and I think we took some questionable shots tonight, including myself, that didn't allow us to get into the offense we wanted to, and that kind of put us in a bind.
Brandon, your coach and Tyler both mentioned it. What do you take away from this game in terms of, what this team's future might be?
We fought. We never gave up on games. And, if you see somebody with their head down, somebody's always coming over to pick it up, saying it's not over yet. We got to keep fighting to the end. And, we still have a lot of basketball to play. So we'll get a chance to go home, hang with our families for a little bit. And, Coach makes sure to tell us that we need to enjoy those times, and it's a short turnaround. We got to come back and get ready for the next game. We got to have short-term memory.
Brandon, you talk about the drives to the basket. You and DJ both got in close, and you encountered defensive pressure, and you both kind of felt the same with Tracy. Were you intimidated by their size, or were you just trying to get a shot off quickly?
No, I was trying to draw contact. I shot 14 free throws, so I was pretty much just trying to get to the hoop. My shot wasn't falling, and I found myself taking some tough threes that we probably didn't need at the time. So, I wanted to get to the basket. Coach was telling me, keep driving, they can't guard you. So I took that upon myself to try to just get in the lane and not only draw contact but make a play, and it opened up some shots for some of my teammates.
Coach, a few games ago, the shooting hasn't been where it was earlier this season. Are you concerned with that at all, or how do you guys
No, we want to shoot Marcus good threes tonight. As Brandon alluded to it, and he's like any good captain, an older guy would, taking responsibility. But it wasn't just him. I mean, I just didn't think our quality of three tonight was great, to be honest. How do you get the best threes? I mean, this isn't brain surgery. You get them in transition. You get offensive rebound kickouts. You get them off a post touch. You get them off drive and kick, or you get them off some type of set play that you're running to put them in a disadvantage. Tonight, I thought a lot of our threes weren't coming from those means as much as they have in the past. I thought our hearts and minds were in the right place, though. These guys wanted to make plays. They wanted to make plays. They wanted to step up and make plays. Did we, trust the system? We maybe need to do it a little bit more. But I like to coach guys that are, have some toughness to them and play with some passion and play with the effort that they played tonight. I'm really proud of that. We can build from there. I tell them all the time, Marcus, only the X's and O's only matter when you're playing your tails off and you're playing together. And we did those two things tonight. We just got to get a little bit better with the execution stuff.
Coach, you have to agree with the rebounding discrepancy.
Hold on 1 second, Jim. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shannon.
You talked about just the rebounding being so important, preserving size. Can you just talk about what their advantage was with that?
Yeah, we're disappointed that we got beat 58-35 on the glass. Now, obviously, they're the third best team in the country in rebound margin. So they're good at it, and they're big, and they got depth. We'll look at the film. I only remember a couple in my mind, Shannon, where it was what I call head-up blockouts, and they just got it. I think a lot of them happen when it's what we call scramble situations, where maybe Pressey gets inside the defense and you're rotating and you're trying to help, and now the shot goes up, and now it's more difficult to block out. I thought they got us in rotation a lot. He didn't make shots, obviously, at 3 for 19, but 11 assists, and there were times where he was gutting our defense and knifing our defense and getting inside the defense a little bit too much, and wanted to take a look at that and see if we can get better in that regard.
Anything else for Tyler or Brandon before we keep going, Coach?
Brandon, what do you take away from,
Go ahead, Brandon.
you had, a nice night numbers-wise, but, when it doesn't work out, what's the feeling knowing that you're sort of the catalyst?
Numbers just really doesn't mean anything to me. The only number that matters to me is if we win or lose at the end of the game, the scoreboard. And we didn't win. I think we fought hard, like I said before. I was trying to make plays, and I found myself kind of maybe doing a little bit too much at times. But like I said before, we got a short-term memory. I'm excited to go back and look at the film. When we get back in Champaign, I'm gonna probably watch it when I get to my house in Gurney. And just to watch it as a fan and then watch it as a player, know what I need to do to get better. And I'm going to focus on getting the next game.
Were you guys working with the double technical? You described what happened there? It's got a little chippy there for a minute?
Yeah, kids get emotional. It's obviously an incredible atmosphere. And, our players, they're not going to back down to anybody. So, I just make sure I got in there and made sure it didn't escalate. And I think, the refs did a good job of making sure it did escalate, and it happens in these types of rivalry games.
Tyler, what happened to you?
Sam caught me with a wrist, I guess, a couple days before practice.
Anything else for them? Guys, we come back. Coach.
John, can you talk about Pressey's impact on the game, not only offensively, but defensively? He guarded Brandon quite a lot as well, with his quickness and so forth.
Well, I thought offensively, I'll start there, Mark, I thought he was dynamic. I think in terms of getting inside of the lane, as good a point guard as we played so far through 13 games. He reminded me, I said before the game, he reminded me of the kid that I coached at Ohio, DJ Cooper. With his shiftiness and his vision and his ability to put balls on target and his ability to see. And then he reminded me as well with that shiftiness and vision of the kid Conley that I coached at had a chance to coach as an assistant at Ohio State. That's now with the Grizzlies. So he's special in that regard. Obviously he didn't shoot the ball well tonight, but his paint touches through dribble penetration, I thought, led to the rebounding that Shannon was alluding to earlier. Our ability to try to keep him out of the paint. He puts a lot of pressure on your defense, and then he puts pressure on your defense in transition because he's so fast. Trying to get him corralled or under control is not easy, and we didn't do as good a job there as we wanted to do. Defensively, obviously, if you watch him on film, he's really good at being disruptive and getting steals. I thought we did a decent job there. He ended up with 1 steal, but certainly not to discredit their defense. Those kids really competed from Missouri, but I thought it was more us on the offensive end. I thought we chose to make some decisions that I wish we had back, and that's part of that execution piece. It's part of trusting the system more than what we did tonight.
Coach, after halftime there, you were only down by 6. What did you feel you had to do in the second half to come back in this game?
Well, I felt like they got us in transition a lot in the first half. In the second half, we did a better job of that until the 13-2 run when we were up 4 with 8 to go and they got 3 gimmies out in transition. Those baskets are big now in a game like this where it's like a boxing match, So we talked about that. We talked about the glass, obviously. At that point, they were sitting at 40% back on the backboard, and they ended up with over 50. So we didn't get that under control a whole lot in the second half either. And then trying the best we could to keep Pressy out of the paint. I'm not sure how well we did there either. They're good. They're good. I think they're good now. I think they got a chance to get even better moving forward as soon as those pieces. Jabari Brown came back, made shots early tonight, started playing on Monday. They got a lot of depth. They got size. They got an elite level playmaker. And then I think they've got an elite level four-man. So that they've got a chance to be really, really good moving forward. And, Frank's done a good job with them.
But when you play a team like this that has that kind of size and athleticism, do you have more of an idea of what you need to work on, or is this something that you've already known, some of these issues that you've already known?
Well, I'm going to watch the film and take a look at it. Obviously we knew what they did, did well. I'm not, I didn't think it would be 58-35. I wanted to compete on the backboard. Going into the game, I thought if we could get 60-some%, which we were batting 60 at the half, but I knew they were going to get some. They were going to get some. They're just really good at it. They're deep and they're big, and it's something that they're very good at. It's hard to take away. Similar to last Sunday, we had a couple loose turnovers last Sunday, but I think people were pushing the panic. Eastern Kentucky's second in the nation in forcing turnovers is what they do. So we got to do better there. I thought tonight we took care of the ball better, but I'm interested to see, John, how much of that was the fact that we shot it so early and out of character, on some of those possessions. Jay Billis says it all the time, and I couldn't agree with him more. Sometimes a bad shot is equal to a turnover. You take a bad one, you don't have proper defensive floor balance because guys aren't expecting a guy to shoot. They run it at you, they're out in transition. It's similar to a live ball turnover. So we've got to take a look at that and see where we're at.
Coach, when you play a guy that's as talented as Jabari Brown, and there's not a lot of film on him, how he fits into that Missouri offense, is that a bit of a disadvantage?
Nah, we had clips. We watched his clips when he was at Oregon. We had those. And then we had some from Monday night against South Carolina State. But, now the way the internet is and the way recruiting is, all these kids know one another. They see each other all the time. So our guys knew who he was and what he could do. We felt like he was a scorer that could really shoot the ball in and could get going. I know on Monday night, I think he attempted 7 threes out of 9 attempts and was 1 for 7. But it was his first game back. Tonight he got going early, and I thought made a couple of them off of Pressy's penetration that were, big shots.
Coach, it seemed like Nana was pretty aggressive today. What do you think of his performance today?
I thought he was really good. He had a couple he felt bad about around the basket. He rushed a little bit, but he's only been playing for 5 years, a little over 5 years. I said first time I saw him, he's going to need to play, and that's what skill instruction. He does a great job, but the game's 5-on-5. You throw 9 other guys out there. He needs to play. He needs experience. But I'm really excited about him. I love Nana. I love his attitude. I love his work ethic. I love his potential. He's really done a great job for us defensively. Not very many guys at his size can move like that. And I thought he was active tonight on the glass. Thought he made a couple big shots here and there. I think he's got a lot of promise. I'm looking forward to continue working with him and to help him grow. In terms of in a positive, Marcus? Oh, no question. Yeah, I thought we were, we fought, we swung. We played hard, we competed. Thought guys' hearts and minds were in the right place. Thought we were pretty tough. Thought we got on the floor for loose balls. Thought we tried to take charges. Thought we were pretty physical. I mean, we did a really good job there. But when you play something, it was good enough to get a 4-point lead with 8:05 to go. But I can't sit here and good, even with the 4-point lead with 8:05 to go, I didn't think we were executing great, and we were ahead. But you know, we've got to execute better.
Coach, in talking about the physical nature of the game, about the time Missouri got their run together, there was a point where they've got Oriaki, they've got Criswell, and then also Ross, all three out there, big, not just necessarily tall, but big, you know, strong guys. How hard is it to overcome having great, big, strong guys out there like that in that physical
Well,
type of
obviously,
game?
strength's an advantage. You know, some of our guys are strong as well. I mean, they had great size at that time. You know, I thought a big play. We've been trying to get it all year. We finally get it. We get the lob to Paul for a layup. We didn't finish it. Out of the timeout, and then that led to the run. And you know, again, I don't mean to be beating the same drum, but I think it's really very simplistic. We didn't execute. I thought their quality of shot was better than ours, but I thought our effort was outstanding. When you play really good teams, you have to have both effort and execution to beat really good teams.
Down